Hey, we're here at the Racing Electronics Display, booth number 4721. If you're at the PRI show, stop by. Check us out here. Steve Post from Motor Racing Network. One of our great partnerships is with NHRA. We're joined by the president of NHRA, Glen Cromwell, joins us. Hey, man, how are you?
Good. How are you, Steve?
I am fantastic, doing really, really well. First off, NHRA, an Indianapolis-based sanctioning group, PRI, home event. You've got a big display, big footprint here. What's this show mean to you guys to have everybody come to your home area?
Well, you know what? It's great. I mean, this show, PRI, brings all, our clients, our customers, our partners all together. This is a great time in December during the off season to talk about plans for 2024 and beyond, whether it's our sales team, whether it's our member track family. It's a place for everyone to come together and talk about the upcoming year. And, we're extremely excited. I know you and I talked a little earlier about some of the great announcements in 2024, but I can tell you we're extremely excited where this sport's going in 2024 and beyond.
You really, truly are, and it's fascinating. I don't even know where to go here. Let's do one of the announcements today. You're losing a mainstay top fuel dragster driver in Leah Pritchard, but you're gaining a NASCAR Hall of Famer in Tony Stewart. That swap over and having Tony Stewart run the top fuel dragster, that has got to just be, it's fascinating. First off, it's got to be a big shot in the arm for everybody at NHRA.
Well, it is. I mean, it's great. Having Tony over here as an owner the last couple of years and then coming to the seat is great. But you know what? I mean, talk about Leah. Leah, incredible what she has done for the sport of NHRA. You talk about diversity, female, starting in our sport as a junior drag racer, moving her way up, almost had a championship in 2023. I mean, just literally came down to the last race in Pomona, and excited that though they're going to start a family, which is great, and we support that. That doesn't mean Leah isn't going to come back in 2025 and beyond. And she'll still be involved in 2024, working with the team as they start a family. But having Tony in the sport is incredible. It's just as an owner, what he has done with, obviously a championship with Matt Hagan in the funny car ranks, but as an owner and what he has done in our booth and what he has done with bringing NASCAR fans, other motorsporting fans over to the NHRA world has been incredible. So that is great, but now we get to see Tony do what Tony does well, and that is race. And we've seen him excel at all levels, and now, I can tell you the top fuel category at NHRA in 2024 will be the strongest in the 26 years I've been there. And Tony Stewart is only going to add to that. And I can tell you, Doug Coletta, who finally won a championship, and we're extremely happy for Doug and Connie and the whole Coletta Racing. Things just got a little harder for 2024 with Tony Stewart coming in.
I do. You've transitioned well. I do want to talk just a little bit about 2023 because you mentioned it. Doug Coletta, the Coletta name back on top of the championship podium. Tony Stewart Racing winning in the funny car division. And then Erica Enders. We just had Erica and talk with her. Six-time champion. You guys had, with 2023, some amazing races on the track here with NHRA.
No, it is. I mean, listen, we have great races. I think the countdown, our playoff version, NASCAR has the chase, we have the countdown, really did what it was designed to do, and it created excitement as it came down, even in the pro stock category. I mean, Erica won her 6, but it wasn't a given. She had a lot of people. She had Greg Anderson, came out of nowhere. It was really a good chance that he could have came in, but Erica is unbelievable. Started the season slow, but did what she normally does. She steps up and ended the season right where she wanted to be. And kudos to Erica, Richard Freeman, the whole elite team. Richard's done a great job with that category. He and KB Racing have really reimagined that whole pro stock category, and that's one of our strongest categories out there as we lead into 2024.
Exciting stuff, that's for sure. When we think about the tracks, we had to say goodbye to Bandimere, which is just natural evolution of life. But Chicago, Joliet come back online. So is that kind of just the way, the ebb and flow? That's kind of the ebb and flow in life, let alone NHRA or any sport.
Well, I think all motorsports are dealing with that a little, with real estate pricing going up and a lot of our tracks making decisions. But, you speak of Chicago, it's great to be back in Chicago. And, I have to give big thanks to Steve Phelps over at NASCAR. He, ISC owns that track. And, we called Steve and Steve understands that, the sport of racing is incredibly important, not only to circle tracks, but straight line, dirt racing, whatever. And Steve was allowed to, and NASCAR and the NHRA, to work together to put a program together for Chicago. And, coming out of 2023, the event was incredible. We had great weather in May, which is a little scary. I lived in Chicago for 6 years, so I know it could be snowing or it could be 75, 80 degrees. And we got blessed with some great weather, and it's a great event, great racing there in Chicago. And we look forward to being back in 2024 in May.
Well, let's talk about 2024, because a big change at the top as far as the sponsorship. You guys announced recently Mission Foods coming on. What is it like to grow and evolve and to bring someone that has such a passion for racing into the title sponsorship role of your top divisions?
Well, I think it's great. And before I get to Mission, I kind of want to go step back a little, and I want to thank Marcus Lemonis. Marcus Lemonis and his team stepped up Campy World in 2020 when we were all going through COVID and there was some challenging times. A lot of people in the motorsports know what was going on for the NHRA at that time, and he stepped in as our series sponsor, and he's been tremendous, and they are staying involved. The Camping World is not leaving our sport. They're staying in as a priority sponsor with the NHRA, but Mission came in this year in 2023 with a new program called the Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty NHRA Challenge. It's a great program we run on Saturday. We're bringing the semifinalists over to the next race, and they run each other for money. Mr. Gonzalez, who understands as a racer himself how important it is to drive revenue back to our race teams, and he saw that this program worked so well, and they knew that there was an opportunity in 2024 and beyond to step up even higher than what they were, and they did. And we have a multi-year agreement, 5 years with Mission Foods. And I think the thing that gets me excited about is their support of the series and their support and their activation in the market. So they're going to go into our race markets 3-4 weeks before, work with the retail chains, grocery store chains. You're going to see you're going to see driver stand-ups. You're going to see end-of-aisle space, ticket coupons, things like that can drive new fans to NHRA racing. So we're excited about Mission and can't thank Mr. Gonzalez enough for everything he's done for our sport.
Exciting as well when we look at 2024, because we talked about the new race, or the return to Joliet, but return to Phoenix, return to Richmond as well. So lots of other new things as well when we look forward.
We are. Well, as we speak right now, the Phoenix track, which is going back, and I'm probably taking away their thunder, hopefully I'm not, will be renamed Firebird. So for anyone that doesn't know that, so it is going back and being renamed Firebird, which anyone that's been in our sport, Charlie Allen, owned the facility, leased the facility for 30 years. It was under Firebird. It changed to Wild Horse Pass, and now it's going back to Firebird, and it's a great I think it's a great name because it brings back some of the fans in Phoenix that were with us for 30 years. It brings that emotional attachment back to Firebird, and that's being announced as we speak in our booth. And then, going to Virginia and going to Dinwiddie is great. Tommy Franklin, for anyone that is in our world knows Tommy. He's a racer himself, runs his own sanctioning body, PDRA, and he's so passionate about our sport, and we're excited to be back in Dinwiddie and Richmond. He put a lot of money into that racetrack. Beautiful racetrack. If you talk to a lot of our race teams, they will tell you, out of all of our tracks, that is the track they love to run on. It is smooth. He put a lot of investment into it, and we're excited to be back with Tommy. He's a great supporter of NHRA, for sure.
Lots and lots of excitement, that is for sure. Finally, just the NHRA experience. We talk about getting people to track, and I love what Mission Foods is doing with retailers in the area, because I think that's such a valuable ad to get people that might not know what NHRA is. But when people get to the racetrack, the race day experience is unlike anything in sports, let alone motorsports. Just kind of describe what your vision of the race day experience is at an NHRA event.
Well, I mean, we talked about it before we went on here, and the experience is great. I think, like you said, we're different than any other sport, and I think we have two experiences.
Yes.
One, in the grandstands, watching the fastest cars in the world go almost 340 miles an hour. I mean, we are somewhere in the 335 mile an hour range and 1,000 foot with our fuel categories. So you get to see the fastest, most powerful cars in the world. And after a session, Friday and Saturday we run qualifying sessions. In between, you can go out to the pits, see our drivers, get autographs, watch them work on the car. You can go over to our sponsors who have displays, interactive displays. You can do, and that's the other part we didn't talk about. Mission not only is doing activation in the market out at grocery store, but at our races, they're doing autograph sessions. They got these great Mission chips that they give away. They've got fun games. So it's one of those things where you'll get other sports, hockey, for example, and I love going to hockey games. You got 3 periods, but in between you got 10, 15 minutes while they, resurface the ice, but you walk around the concourse looking for something to do. Here at the NHRA, we can fill your schedule for 10 hours and leave you wanting more after that 10 hours to come back. So it's a great experience for anyone that has never come to an NHRA event. I ask you to come out, experience once, because I will guarantee you will come back. It's the best motorsports in the world. Great experience, and excited to be here.
Love it, love it. I get to both Charlotte events and love both of them. And you're right, it's like you fill up the time, and it's phenomenal, it really is. Also, we're a partnership with Racing Electronics. We appreciate the partnership, and we appreciate you stopping by, spending a little time here in our RE booth.
Yeah, we love these guys. They're awesome. I mean, they've been with us a long time. John Siragusa, who's been the gentleman who's built that relationship. We want RE, as I call them, with us for many years to come. And they're great people, great partners, and that's what it's about.
No doubt. Partnership and catching up with people and talking about racing. That's what we're doing here at the Racing Electronics display at PRI. Glen Cromwell is the president of NHRA, joining us here in our booth space. I'm Steve Post from MRN. Stay with us. More from PRI throughout the course of this weekend.